They are almost impossible to miss if you look up. Brightly colored balls on the power lines. They look like Christmas balls. They all hang evenly apart and provide a bit of color to something gray like the high-voltage cables. But they aren't there just for show. The balls have a purpose. We explain it to you. But before we start, smash the like button and make sure to subscribe if you haven't. And hit that notification bell so that you won't miss any new stories. When these balls first appeared on the power grid is not entirely clear. The practice probably started in the US. There are two states that seem to have come up with the idea, Arkansas and Florida. They say this custom started in the 1950s. But nowadays you see them everywhere. If you drive along a couple of power lines, or if you just look at them from the ground, these balls don't look very big. You might think they're about the size of a basketball. But nothing is farther from the truth. These balls are a lot bigger than you think. The reason we think they are so small is because there is quite a bit of distance between the ground and the cable. The larger variants have a diameter of about 91 centimeters. It's not an easy task installing the balls. Various organizations are involved, and it is necessary to coordinate exactly which balls will be placed where. And there are plenty of professionals involved. Some of them work on the ground, but some work at a great height to assemble the balls onto the electricity grid. We'll give you a tip. It all has to do with the electricity that runs through these cables. Did you know that it has only been possible to transport electricity over such long distances since 1882? It was then that engineers Oskar von Miller and Marcel Duprez managed to carry electricity over a longer distance. Very clever indeed. They used high-altitude cables for this, which were actually used for sending telegram messages. The duo then managed to transport 2.5 kilowatts over 60 kilometers. Today, of course, that distance means nothing anymore. Our technology is now so advanced that we lay cables across national borders and on the bottom of the ocean. Before Miller and Duprez's invention, electricity could only be transported locally. But as the demand for electricity increased, power plants had to get increase in size, and they no longer fit into the towns and cities they served. The high-voltage cable was therefore invented to ensure that power could reach everyone. A special fact is that the cables you see hanging in the air are not insulated. Well, why would they be? If no one actually ever touches them. With so many uninsulated cables, things can sometimes go very wrong. That really only happens when the cables come into contact with each other, or when the cables make contact with the ground in some way. However, this also posed a problem for birds, who very much like resting on the cables. Good. A lot has to go wrong for real fireworks to happen with such a high-voltage cable. As long as the electricity remains within the cables and cannot make contact with the ground or other cables in the vicinity via another way, there is nothing to worry about, and therefore birds can safely take a nap on the life-threatening cables. After all, they are in no way in touch with the ground. However, birds could face terrible consequences if they'd accidentally stroke their tail along a second cable, or if the bird is in contact with both the cable and the construction planted in the ground at the same time. Today, however, in many countries the high-voltage cables are made in such a way that birds can land safely. By increasing the space between the cables, the chance that a sparrow or gull will succeed in electrocuting itself is much smaller. Of course, really big birds could still be a problem, but there's only so much you can do. You don't see them on a high-voltage cable often anyway. Aside from birds, you have probably also seen a pair of shoes on a high-voltage cable before, or on some other kind of cable hanging over a street somewhere. One day nothing is wrong, and the next day you open your curtains and suddenly find yourself looking out at a pair of sneakers waving in the wind from a high-voltage cable. Why does that happen so often? You may not see them very often in the Netherlands, but in the American metropolis of Chicago, you can see shoes hanging in many places. Between 2008 and 2015, the municipality had to remove no fewer than 6,000 pairs of shoes from the cables. Close to electricity pylons, you often see glass discs hanging from high-voltage cables. These also have a special purpose. In the past, mainly red balls were used, but nowadays orange is the standard. You will undoubtedly be able to spot the balls in different colors if you really pay attention. In general, the balls are roughly 60 meters apart. However, there is one place where you can spot them much more often than that, near an airport. And in that fact lies the biggest hint as to their purpose. According to one of the stories circulating about their invention, the balls were invented in Arkansas. The coastal state of Florida would therefore have nothing to do with it. According to one version about the origin of the balls that you so often see on high-voltage cables, The man below has something to do with it. If you don't recognize him, don't worry. He's the former governor of the U.S. state of Arkansas. You couldn't have known, of course. The story goes that he was in an airplane in the 50s and got the fright of his life. Suppose you are on an airplane. You've had a smooth flight, and the pilot is getting ready to land the plane again. But then, when you look out the window, you see a shocking image. Only a few meters from your plane, you see a set of high-voltage cables. So dangerous. So that's exactly what happened to the governor of Arkansas. Winthrop Rockefeller was shocked to find that the pilot was flying narrowly close to a set of power lines as he landed his plane. Remember that these cables are not insulated, and even the slightest touch can therefore be disastrous. Rockefeller had barely recovered from the shock when he decided that everything could be improved by a lot. Warning. This is how the balls on the high-voltage cables once started, as a great warning sign for upcoming pilots. Beware, is what the balls are meant to say. You can't just fly through here. However, that did not immediately lead to improvements everywhere. After all, Winthrop was governor of Arkansas, but had nothing to say in other American states. Nothing changed there until a tragic accident happened. In the American state, they soon started installing the warning system on the electricity cables. However, it turned out not to have been fast enough. At the end of the 1980s, a terrible accident took place. Accident in 1988. In 1988, a news helicopter takes to the skies in Colorado. On board are two journalists as they fly across the South Platte River. What they do not see is a thin cable hanging about 45 meters above the river. The pilot does not see it either. He cannot avoid the collision, and both journalists lose their lives. The tragedy highlights how nearly invisible high-voltage cables can be from the air. Years later, pilots continued to warn about the danger. In a professional aviation magazine, helicopter pilots explained that cables are extremely difficult to see and nearly impossible to judge in distance. Factors such as dirty windows, lighting conditions, terrain changes, and optical illusions can all increase the risk, especially during takeoff and landing. The danger is greater in countries with dramatic landscapes. In the Netherlands, the terrain is mostly flat. In the United States, however, mountains, valleys, canyons, and rivers create constant changes in elevation. Helicopters often fly low in these areas because many places are hard to reach by car. That is exactly where cables become a hidden threat. Mountain pass to valley. Across North America, brightly colored balls now hang from cables in areas where pilots must fly low. These markers significantly reduce the risk of accidents. The size of the balls depends on location. In canyons, over lakes, and in large nature reserves, the balls are the largest, often more than 90 centimeters wide. In these areas, cables are harder to detect, so the markers are placed along the entire length. Since helicopters may ascend or descend at unpredictable points in rough terrain, continuous visibility is essential. At airports, the situation is different. Air traffic is carefully organized, and pilots rely on lights, painted runway markings, and signs. Here, the balls are smaller, around 50 centimeters, especially near runway ends or where cables hang lower to the ground. Although smaller, they remain highly visible and serve an additional purpose. Traffic sign. Yes, you read that right. Those balls also function as traffic signs. At the end of the runway, they hang closer together. It is a warning to an approaching pilot. Watch out. The runway ends here, is their message. Just like with traffic signs, the balls also have different colors. There are also rules. Which different colors have you seen? Originally, the balls were red. However, research later showed that orange was more visible to pilots, particularly in low light. Bright orange stands out clearly against many backgrounds, but even orange is not ideal everywhere. In areas with rust-colored rock formations, it can blend into the landscape. That is why regulations require choosing the color that contrasts best with the surroundings. As a result, red, orange, yellow, and white balls are all used depending on the environment. One more rule. In addition, there is another rule for the color of the balls. This depends on the number of balls hanging from the cable. After all, when a high-voltage cable is very short, there are only a few balls hanging from the cable. But a longer cable can run for miles, so what do you do in that situation? After all, there is a good chance that the landscape through which the cable runs changes as you move along the cable. It's almost like a game, those balls dangling from the cables, especially when you hear what the rule is for all those markings on shorter cables. There, the rule applies that 4 or fewer balls in a row must all have the same color. And the number of balls in a row is determined by how long the cable is. Other benefits. In short, the balls have done a lot of good since they were first introduced, so it's no surprise that there seems to be a lot of hard work behind it. Additionally, it appears that the cables are now less of a problem for geese and captains of larger boats as well. Great news! In short, those balls might draw a little more attention to something as ugly as a power cable, but that's exactly their purpose. The next time you're on an airplane, you can thank those balls. After all, they make life a lot easier for your pilot. And now that you know exactly what's going on, you can tell your fellow passengers exactly what's going on with those crazy colored balls on the high voltage cables for the rest of your flight.